Welcome to Winternomics.eth. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready to just Winternomics. Welcome. Welcome to Winternomics.eth. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready to just Winternomics. Welcome. Welcome to Winternomics.eth. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready to just Winternomics. Welcome. Winternomics. Welcome to Winternomics.eth. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready, bitches. Winternomics. Welcome. Winter, 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 Winternomics. Winter, 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 winter. Welcome. Winter, 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 Winternomics. Welcome to Winternomics.eth. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready, bitches. Winternomics. Welcome. Winter, 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 Winternomics. Winter, 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 winter. Welcome. Winter, 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 Winternomics. Welcome to Winternomics.eth. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready, bitches. Winternomics. Welcome. Winter, 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 Winternomics. Winter, 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 winter. Welcome. Winter, 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 Winternomics. Welcome to Winternomics TV. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready, bitches. Winternomics. Welcome. Winter, 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 Winternomics. Winter, winter, winter. Welcome. Winter, 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 Winternomics. Welcome to Winternomics TV. Your stream will begin shortly.
Mic check 1 2. Can y'all hear me now? Mic check 1 2. Greetings. Welcome back. Got it back? Alright, good stuff, good stuff. So, welcome back. It's been about a week since we've seen each other. This is the Real Nomics Phantom Zone. We'll figure out why we call it that in a minute. I think at this point everybody realizes every show is actually a work of art. Though we do know we've got some art haters in the community who don't like that aspect of what this is. But it always was that. What is going on with fucking Safari right now? This shit is wrecked. Hold on a sec, I gotta restart some things. Wow, that was weird. Oh my god, what is happening? There we go. Cat needs CPR. You can hear her. No, Director Vale is taking care of that fucking 3-bell on fire stat. That little bitch, she tricked us yesterday. She ate twice and she shit a fucking steamer this morning and almost killed everybody. She fucking can wait. Fuck her. So, it's been about a week since we've seen each other. Put some highlights out and wanted to know how those of you that are active that are here did. See 100 viewers on the open, so that looks light. We expected that after being off the air for a week. Saw some things sentiment-wise in Discord that are alarming, to say the least, when it comes to people in their ability to take action on Intel and where we are in the market sentiment-wise, actually. Those of you reading the chat this morning kind of get it if you know the game. So definitely interesting. We definitely laid out a pretty accurate track record. Since Sky's the Limit, you guys have had every major move of the market mapped out for you. How did you guys do? I know a lot of you stayed safe. Any of you actually touched the football and find yourselves in this stuff, whether playing shorts in the market or playing the bounce in the dead cat or playing the energy wave. You guys pretty much had access to all the intel necessary to hit anything that was moving out there. Shout out to Fractal Owl, appreciate you, sir, and Mao. God, those emojis are terrible though. I gotta get some stuff loaded in here. Respect Ensadana. Hot potato football. Yeah, this isn't a science. This is an art form. Smashly says, I gave shorting a go and loved it. That's actually like the funniest way to put that. That's funny. Bullseye basket. Played the bounce all around the place and played some dirty energy strength. Good deal. So you actually captured the risk asset squeeze along with dirty, which is running on its own accord. Very good. Hits himself from OF. Did great. Played dirty in indices. Been on the road, but scorecard coming. Right. So index is really like your safest place, right? With the market highly correlated when the VIX is north of 21 and things in a de-risking environment. The easiest bet is the index. If things are going to bounce, they're going to bounce a good correlation, but the indexes are liquid as fuck. Played the energy basket from OF. Good shit, exploit. See, you guys have lots of intel that use it. Stunning amount of people in Discord literally didn't touch any of the intel though. Like very, very low stats on like things like the oil basket. And people always wonder, how do people have these giant trends happen in markets, these massive bull markets, and people not benefit? It seems like in hindsight everybody should have seen that was obvious. But this is a time you recognize what actually makes a trend work, right? The bulk of people cannot value it in the time that it exists. And that's what you get at the very end when you get that parabolic climax. You get all those Johnny-come-latelys who sat there and watched it go by them, who then go, I gotta have it. It's a crazy thing to watch it when you're like in a trend unfolding. If you can be introspective enough to look at yourself and look around you also and see the way people are situated, it's really crazy to actually see what makes a trend wave really work. Let's see. Yeah, we put this out. This is a basket beginning of May. It was June 1st today. Dirty energy, dirty energy, dirty energy. How long have we talked about this? This is like the third basket that's 100% accurate. You literally couldn't have wanted more, right? We have like a near 700 person community. You see that? All that tells you is most people didn't benefit. You have to ask yourself, what are 700 people even doing around? If this is my core analysis and you're not looking at it, are you waiting for me to miss? This is how most people don't know a good thing what's in front of them, right? We've had this like documented from fucking all the way through Christmas. Literally consistently pointing you like, trust me, pay attention to this Putin thing, pay attention to this Putin thing. The whole VIX-mageddon thing, this is like the core of our analysis, is VIX-mageddon. And this is tied to that, right? An energy, food crisis, and pandemic. They're all happening right now. We have, the thing we talked about is literally fucking happening. And we have the analysis to cover it. This is the dead cat out of the crash we warned you about with Kathy. You couldn't have wanted more. This is the entire analysis that most people are looking for. The fact that the market was coming down, where would it fucking maybe bounce and give me a shot to play it? And this is actually the video to clarify. That projection wasn't made in Bedtime Story. It was made in this one. I like a low resolution squeeze and we have. So at the resolutions we're dealing with in a crash, you guys have to watch that. We're gonna play through it here, but I actually posted that screenshot and it's in the wrong thing because I actually had the analysis. I don't know what that is. What are you doing? was actually in the night show of the 23rd, which is Wasteland. I think you can get a squeeze it as low as possible. I know post-market it looks like shit. This is a killer fucking forecast. Everything you could ever want, all your major trigger levels to pay attention to. Like, you have 100% accurate baskets for dirty, and you have picture-perfect projections for the squeeze. There's every single basis covered here. If you didn't benefit but you watched this, you have to ask yourself how, right? Like, what leads to the inaction of so many people who came into my Discord to use any of what's here? Is it just unbelievable it's coming out of this fucking idiot mask? You can put it out there, right? But most people won't benefit. A good idea is seldom had. Doesn't matter. And it will be sitting right in front of your fucking face. When we told you participation is key, trust me, those conversations might seem crazy, but if you don't move and don't do it, you won't move and not do anything else either. So if you have any bit of introspection right now, and you're one of the people sitting there, really just think about it. Like, we're not crazy, right? The show is definitely extremely accurate, and you're extremely triggered. Think about it. It's not mutually exclusive. Let's see. Played some crypto bounds. Gerber sold his pot stocks. I did not know that. Time to look at pot stocks. Honestly, there's so much motherfucking like illegal and like street weed. Until that's not a thing, the marijuana industry really doesn't make a lot of sense. You know, the guys who like the pickaxe shovel guys make sense, but the industry as a whole doesn't. Yeah, Lacdogi just said we released 2 Real. This is a show I think from last year, and we're talking about oil back then. We've been talking about oil since Biden won the election. That was a sentiment we told you that most people would pretty much be on the wrong side of, tying Biden and liberals to green energy and missing exactly the energy crisis the world was in. That was actually a sentiment Crypto Sim had brought up, and it was very, very accurate. The fact that like you tie liberals and AOC and all those people to green energy, but you aren't going to replace the world's dirty energy infrastructure overnight. It's still going to be a long time coming, and there's not a lot of cooperation in doing it. It's a train wreck, really. And oil has their hooks in everybody around the planet. So getting them out is just a matter of like legal lobbies and all kinds of nonsense. It's just not going to happen today. Shout out Gambling Sequencing, my 2 Aussies in the building. I'd love to see Aussies make it to the morning show. The evening show is really timed out for you guys, so I'm going to try to get an evening show out today also. It definitely takes a lot to keep your energy from here through the trading and then come back at night. And, I don't know. I don't think I can keep running that show on fucking Manifold. I'm going to end up in the ditch. Jay Mills, the intel has been so accurate, it made this whole correction easy to navigate. I like to hope so, man. That was really the point of it. So, this is like what I said, on Twitter. Like, market TV, you would have expected to tell you like, okay, that could crash on you, or that might actually look good to pay attention. It could be in a trend. Nobody says any of this shit, right? I don't really say anything fancy. I just tell you what it looks like is going on, and it's kind of accurate. But there's like no one who tells you accurately like fucking X is this or Y is that. Like, how the fuck does any of these stations stay on? Why do people sit there getting wrecked by CNBC and showing back up? Like, it's really crazy. Like, do people just really want to hear that they're right all the time and don't care if they're making money? That's so dumb. I don't know if you guys saw it. This is pretty cool. Yesterday, our collection went #1 trending on fucking Foundation. How crazy is that? Shout out to our collectors who picked up all our pieces released. We only released 4, but appreciate all you guys. Definitely pretty cool to see that happen. Still sitting at number 3 for the 7 days. I'll take it. One Piece so far. Pretty dope. You guys vote up my fucking pigeon for Jeff Staple. I heard some people say a lot of some funny shit. Oh, where'd that go? If you're on my Insta, I got 3,800 followers on Insta and like 150 likes. Hook a brother up. Like, be real. Can't be that much salt out there. You know what I'm saying? Motherfucker said to me, my son even said, he's like, hey, you can actually draw? I'm like, you motherfucker. You guys are funny. Go vote for this fucking goddamn pigeon. Have you guys made sure you've got adequate pigeon allocation in your portfolio? Yeah, do me a favor. Go vote that guy up. I need to beat this other guy who's clearly pumping the shit out of a substandard pigeon. It could even pass as a puffer. Not even a pigeon. But yeah, that would be dope, right? Get to do a design with this dude. I love the idea of, like, you know, small creators and artists getting a shot at doing big things like this. But this is my competition. I'm getting killed by, what am I getting killed by? Oh, that's Director Vales. Go throw her some votes too. Her shit's pretty fire. The puffer. Look at this thing. That's not even a pigeon, guys. I'm pretty sure it's a puffer. Right? It's a puffer. That's definitely a pigeon. How we beat the puffer? Ridiculous. It's not a pigeon. I think I lost already. But still, it was a fucking pigeon. Mine was actually a pigeon. What a bunch of bullshit. Alright, so I guess we need to check out some macro things. Oh wait, I gotta check Reddit. Did you guys get any scorecards in? You have a lot of time. There should be a fucking billion scorecards in here now. 3. Disappointing. Alright. Spot the difference. This is 6 days ago. Man, been off the air for a week. Let's see. Oh, wow. Did you, what's this? Okay. A lot of words like accurate, surgical, even magical have been used to describe the intel cache provides, and none of them do it justice. No one has ever or will ever see the kind of accuracy and understanding of market, financial or other, anywhere else, but most people just skim through it and look past without putting in the effort developing their habits to utilize it. 2 key habits that are always reiterated to be able to utilize info: organization and participation. Developing these habits and sustaining them over time takes effort. Yes, it does, and will put you in a place you could not have imagined. We don't know what we need or even want. Well, you don't know what you don't know. So if you don't participate and actually change some things about your awareness levels, you'll never know what we're telling you. So there's no way to like imagine what you might get to if you do it. You just have to do it. Being here for only a year has transformed my life through space and time in so many ways, and it wouldn't have been possible without Kaz's teachings. We appreciate what you and Director Vale's effort to keep us on this side of the trade and allow a whole ecosystem to thrive individually. Now for all the chart degens, let's play a game of spot the difference. In this play I made on the SPY post FOMC announcement, one image is the projection from the pre-market morning show on FOMC day, and the other is my 5-hour win after FOMC. Can you tell which is which? Combine this with surgical levels from the streams for the exits, and what more do you want? That's what I'm saying. There it is, right? That's what generally happens after the fucking Fed fucking announcement, right? The fuck move, shockwave, pump. It's a fucking move. If you've been around for 20 years, you've seen that thing a million times. Like, it literally does the same thing every time. I don't know if people aren't used to that shit yet. That's how you can draw that. I've literally seen that move a million times. It's Swiss cheese your ass if you go near the front end of it. If you're fast, you can actually play the up and the down. If you're like, low res future trader, some of the guys don't even do that shit. But if you just wait a sec, you could totally make a much, much easier play. And there's usually, after it's killed everybody, then it can leave, That's how markets work. Nobody gets to play the big wave. Also, did I mention that the intel provided is free? Yeah, all this shit's on the show. You don't have to go to OnlyFans or anything. All platforms day in and day out. This is unmatched, but you can only bring a horse to water. You can't force it to drink. Make a consistent effort, peeps, and you will outcompete 90% of people out there. I couldn't have said it better behind what I said just now. Don't be a hater, just use this shit. You know it works, and you've never seen anything like that in your fucking life. Respect Space Mankey. Thanks for posting that. Trojan Mom. What up, woman? What do you got? Before getting into this, I wanted to make my appreciation vocal about the effort, time, and work that Kaz and Vicky put in this eco. I, for one, needed that kick in the butt to value it more, so thank you. I'm always down to kick you in the ass, girl. You know you gotta ask me twice. I'll throw you a free one today just for shits and giggles. Monkeys, 2 plays on Sega for a total of 3.35 hours. You went right after this fucking monkeypox stock, huh? The first one was very clean and mechanical. The second one, I might have overthought it. I created a box where I thought it was going to shockwave because of the volume at that price, and the day before I moved up my stop too close before that box and got stopped. If I had been less strict, I could have made at least 4.34 hours. As of the time of this writing, this war story, I think my mistake was to take that just because it shockwave before it was going to do it again. One time does not a pattern make. It has never been at this price level. If I'm wrong about this assessment, please correct me. I tend to take profit too early and miss R's regularly. This may be one of the reasons. Let's see. So your new stop, you got kicked and then it recoiled out of there. I mean, you tried to anticipate where the bottom of the range of the shockwave would be, and you didn't really have that in mind. You kind of needed to let it make the structure, right? You have to kind of, I guess, with this, like, you know, once you play an entry here and he shockwaves and he moves up, you can probably follow up this in a lower resolution, you know, with a stop or something like that. And if you have a target in mind, just don't start adjusting till you're kind of close. With this guy, when he bars up like you've got here on a gap, where'd you get this guy? You bought it here, you pull back, and he recoils, so you suffer drawdown. And you don't really get a structure to bring this up here yet. You know, he goes up, he begins the counter structure, and you'd have to just kind of wait and leave your risk, you know, at least maybe a break even, or still leave your risk on the table to allow the structure that allows you to move behind something meaningful. He didn't really give you anything meaningful. He's in just a straight parabolic here. And then it's a recoil, you ate that instantly because you wanted to preserve profit. In this case, if you had to like move the stop and you didn't want to leave it on the table, you're probably better off at least going into the gap. You know, if he failed the whole fucking like gap opening, dildo rules, right? He'd violate dildo rules. You wouldn't want to be there anyway. That'd be at least make more sense than coming all the way up here before he showed you something. Earnings, anything we care about? Anybody we care about? Not really. Not really. Nope. All garbage. But thank you, Izzy. Forex Factory, Bank of Canada, ISM, all these red events for US, non-farms. You care about all these. These will probably be these are our main events. And then what's this? Tuesday, ADGDP, not so much. Bank of Canada, nobody really cares what Canada says. So probably just fucking just the ISM from the USA, ADP. I think the most important ones of the week there. And then last one we've got, who's this? Gabriello. After the undefeated duo formed by Kaz and Vicky, there's another unstoppable duo in the room, brought to us by Kaz, the cock and balls, double dicky do working together in action. No shit. He combined two different phallic methods of technical analysis. Let's see what you got. Thanks to this, got to play an Oxy, giving a 4.1 R. They want to play the tip through the weekend, so closed it a bit early. Also attached a double hit in RTX that brought in a total of 12 Rs. Nice shit. Thank you guys for all you do to push this eco to the next level. So, okay, so you used the opening rules and you used, projection on the shaft to play the wave out. So real good shit. It's about as simple as it could be. All from a fucking free morning show. I think that's pretty good shit, right? While everyone's getting wrecked in a fucking global de-risk, you guys are sitting here talking about cock and balls. I think it's great. It's as good as you could ever hope for, for people to experience. Keep you safe, a little dick. If I say that 4 more times, I lose my sponsorships. Not kidding, I don't need sponsorships. Alright. Good shit. I like it. Good war stories, yeah. Some good stuff there. Hope you guys learned some stuff from that. Make sure you guys hit the like button for me, If this show is doing it for you. I think we try to put as much as we can into it. It's 8:45. Let me get to the macro section before we run out of time. Make sure you fucking smash that pigeon. That's right, pigeons. If you're underweight pigeons in your portfolio, ask yourself why. Have you taken a good close look at pigeons today? All right, let's see. So we'll start with SPY. So the phantom zone is this range, right? This is a zone we told you to pay attention to that is between Ragnarok and the trigger zone we use here, which is where this gap occurs, right? Where you get this massive gap de-risk on capital markets. So this is a critical spot. When we're coming down, projection was, this is going to be the place that if he's going to recoil from, this is a good shockwave zone. He can go and actually rotate this angle and go flying. If he counters, he's much early too because he's not near the angle. If he counters out of here, this was likely the place that you'd get a fucking major wave down, which you did, right? He's already shown you that outside this range, you can have major gas, and we know a lot of shit got wrecked after the ninth down here. So you're now in a very, very key place to pay attention to how he goes. If he recovers Ragnarok right now, which is a key swing level up, or he goes back through this level in blue around 409 like 80s, 409.98, that's serious on the downside. So this is after the squeeze right now. There's a lot of people who are looking at this who are missing it, want to find a play on it. So people who miss huge squeezes tend to short into those motherfuckers. And you want to pay attention to that. If that sentiment is there right now, there's a lot of salt, people who made money on it, people hate to see that. So we want to look to see, if he managed to squeeze out of this today, he's going to go fucking like retardo arc, and the people who want to short into it are going to cover, and then they're going to be the FOMO jackasses who eat a climax out of this. If he fucking rotates down out of this now, that means that crowd is fucking FOMOing it right now, and it's fucking just going to crush him. So we want to pay attention because a lot of people miss this, and there's a lot of stuff we have to indicate. A lot of people are still chasing growth assets and not paying attention to where real bull market is, which is fucking, in CL. This is where your real bull really has been. And like I said, it's amazing to see the amount of people that have watched this show for fucking like years and that are in the chat talking about they're staring at like crypto or staring at like, one specific part of the market. I'm like, dude, what more could you want, Biden took office, I think Biden wins the election back here. That's your bull market. It's pretty amazing, right? Everyone's still looking for the bull market. Everyone's still chasing this instead. We've had both on the show. We told you she was an idiot and this thing since it rotated. And it's just amazing that people are like, well, I'm going to catch the bottom of this, right? You're effectively chasing this. Which one makes more sense? So it's pretty funny, but it's interesting sentiment this morning. Obviously, this thing has fucking been extended for quite a while. You always want to be cautious about that. But you ever wonder how so many people can have a bull market sitting in plain sight and not catch it? Like, this is how. So let's see. What else do we want to take a look at here? We'll look at some few other things. VIX, where are we at today on the VIX? Been out of here for a week, so let's get our routine right. So VIX right now, we've got a bull flag forming here under Goku, right? This thing rotating is a D-risk. So where we at in that little box range zone on SPY, this guy rotating would correct him out of there. Or if this guy keeps going down deeper, then SPY will push out, and we'll see if this rotates or not. But this guy kept in view, in tandem with the SPY, is going to help you actually really interpret this location the best. So that's what we have our eyes watching on right now. And just remember, right, you're still at 25, 26. You're not like very close to fucking like normal risk conditions. It's still really fucking crazy. So this whole congestion sitting up here on top of this box range is worrisome, right? This is a range that if we get inside of this, the market will squeeze higher, and we want to pay attention to that. We're giving you a projection on some crypto things to pay attention to. BTC, right, sitting on this level. That's pretty much his last level of saving grace before he fucking kills everybody. If he takes that level out, there's nothing between that level and where he came from in 2017. Like, it's like a fucking, it's like the fucking $8,000 fucking gap. There's nothing. So he'll fall like a stone if he gets through it. So this is kind of line of sand. We told you this is like part of why, we said there's like the dead cat bounce. You at least elect a level that when this lets go, it's going to be a market news making event. So, that all eyes on that level if we come back down there. ETH, paying attention to him. Totally the same thing. Sorry, long time frame. Remember we told you that? Pay attention to this. So ETH got a little deeper and rotated a little bit, but this is not really the healthiest bounce yet, right? So this is kind of the setup that also goes in tandem with the VIX, what we just said about him, and the SPY. If the SPY starts to roll down and we start to see a major de-risking where crypto is right now, right, this all gets far fucking scarier real fucking quick. USDT, this guy rotated up. This was a bit of the dump you saw in ETH, and now you have to redraw this situation and still keep track of this, right? This is still exactly this projection. A bull flag up here, just a bigger one now, is fucking danger. Because if he rotates up, the market's de-risking in crypto, and NFTs, everything's going to get whacked. All right, that's extremely bullish. Just you have to be patient for rotation on this scale of a bull flag. So we keep focus on this. Like if we're in a dead cat and Kathy Woods is not a hero and she's not found the bottom and she's not gonna die in this cycle, then that means that that bull flag is going to mature and rotate, and that's going to be the timing of a de-risk in a lot of places. If that's happening there, it's likely happening in fucking stocks also. So put all those pieces together, right? That squeeze where he's at right now, that USDT bull flag, we need to pay attention to kind of all these things in tandem. Can that thing draw back a little more, the USDT bull flag? Totally, and give us room for this thing to pop a little further? Absolutely. But you need to pay attention. The squeeze has been vicious enough now. This is kind of the thing that can really fucking come back in your face really fast. But like I said, if you manage to squeeze higher than the structure he is in today, dildo rules apply. That'll keep you out of danger if it becomes a big reversal. Let's see. For anybody that's new to the show that doesn't know what dildo rules are, watch the other shows. You'll find out. This is that crazy projection, right? So just to look at that simply, now he's flagging on top of this. For any of you that follow futures, this is a pretty simple thing to keep your eyes on right now, what he's doing. That's the NASDAQ version, and then that's the S&P version. Looking at the futures can kind of give you a layer that you don't see, which is seeing this. It looks slightly different, but this gives you basically the overnight part that you don't see. And then this, the technical structures are obviously going to be respected. So, paying attention to this right now is kind of like what your session is today, right? So that's a little morning prep for everybody. And this kind of, like I said, this fails and starts to correct and the VIX begins to pump, then that's also going to be something you take into account with this guy and what he's doing right now. So that pretty much should cover everything. DXY things. In the world of currency land, what do I have on currencies? Currency land, DXY is kind of taking a stall here. You may rotate this flag. It's pretty tight on the pullback. You're watching really Euro, on this. We drew this projection for you guys. Pretty decent, huh? Check it out. So we drew this projection for you that you can come back out here, and then if you rotated, continue the DXY move, which should likely tie back into us beginning to de-risk again. So those are the two projected paths he could have. He could either go that way, or he could fucking correct back out, create a bear flag now, much larger one. And then if he rotates out of this, which he has a very, likely high possibility of doing in this structure, and begins to cascade back down again, DXY rotates back up again, and VIX likely rotates back up again from a bull flag, and then the SPY would fail this fucking wedge to the downside. Everybody get all that? That's like a lot of stuff. So those are our risks right now. Any of those things don't happen, those rotations don't happen, this will extend as long as it takes to get to a point it does happen. Keep that in mind. So that's VIX, DXY, crypto. All right, I think this covers most of the things we want to cover right there. Guys, get all that? Memos on memos? I saw a baby pigeon the other day. Felt like it was my first time ever. What the fuck? That makes sense to everyone? So, hopefully you understand the phantom zone. So pay attention here. It's definitely a key point in the market going to summer. Oh, also, if you guys saw yesterday, the Federal Reserve said they were going to begin quantitative tightening. They're going to draw down their balance sheet. This is always really important to not ignore this when this comes up. So remember, we tell you all the time across the years of doing the show, the Fed is the market, right? And when the Fed is adding liquidity to the system, markets pump. When the Fed draws liquidity out of the system, it's a headwind to risk assets, right? They're the main liquidity of the marketplace. If they add money, that is literally the function of inflation, right? What they do, they literally inflate the money supply and they deflate the money supply. When the Fed is deflating the money supply, right, they're withdrawing liquidity from the system, all your Ponzi schemes, all your bullshit projects blow up. That's one of the things about when they say, they're de-risking the market. The loose money policies since COVID allow you to have things like Luna. That's where the money to take stupid risks come from. And when they draw capital out of the system and they slow down the velocity of capital that go into those projects, it exposes shit like Celsius or Luna. And that's the only thing that ever hit them, When I told you guys before, remember I told you in the USDT, USDC, that there's no way you could have a USD equivalent paying you 8%, 10%, 12%, with USD paying you 0.15%, right? That differential in yield is denoting elevated risk that you don't see, in the USD substitute. And now we saw it, right? Terra Luna showed us exactly that those risks are the fact that there's no way to actually pay those yields in a low global rate environment unless you're actually just paying it off the velocity of capital coming into your structure, which is a Ponzi scheme. The Fed is now de-risking the system, which exposes everything that is got that kind of structure, that did not have a viable structure, was just living off the fact there was access to easy credit in the form of careless risk-seeking behavior from the retail population. Now, if you reverse the fucking flow of money credit, you reverse the ability to seek risk that way. You expose every fucked up scam that's out there. So what the Fed is doing is actually a necessary evil. Otherwise, it just continues to get worse and worse, and the failures of those Ponzi's become larger and larger with much more victims. So the Fed is now telling you they're going to do QT. It's a polite way of telling you we're going to fucking really hit the gas on what was causing the de-risking effect that we just saw from fucking November. Looking at what we talked about for the summer, if you guys saw the LTC projection, now you have your fundamental catalyst that can actually really slam risk assets if this is indeed a dead cat bounce, and this dead cat bounce rotates, with the Fed literally saying today they're going to begin to draw capital out of the system. You pay attention, right? So it's an important place in the market and timing going to summer that the Fed is going to begin doing this. Right, Space Cash, when Buffett said the tide goes out, you see who's swimming naked, correct? Basically, that's what's happening. All right, so that being said, let me get your symbols in here. There's some memos and memos. Make sure you guys smash the like button. Make sure you smash the pigeons. MJ, Tesla, yeah, we should look at some weed, right? Since, what do we say, what's going on with weed? So weed is just, honestly, it looks like shit. For the time being, all you've got really this massive low here. This would be your swing low if you ever came back up through it. But that just, bottom fishing, this really isn't the best move. It does look like fucking terrible. IRPR, the pickaxe and shovel guy, even he looks bad. And I think if there's anybody to get ID in weed, it's always this guy. He gets paid even if those guys lose. So you watch this flag down, and that guy's flag, wherever he goes, let's see. If you had an area that you could pay attention to for a flag to rotate off of, it'd probably be this. If he could rotate back up through here, that would allow him to if he goes through the level, he could do a move right across it and break the angle. That's the only way that would make sense to play him. But that's a very high possibility. If the market has a greater bounce, then that guy has a possibility of doing some shit like that. Somebody asked for Mosaic. Food guys, we talked about this guy before, so we drew a flag on him. This is our projection to counter this very, very steep move that sucks people in. This is what we want to pay attention. If you get this in the SPYs right now, if he gets any higher, he's going to be just creating this structure which will eventually counter against itself. that counter, we projected in orange, so this is the counter wave. It's literally happened exactly where you should, and now potential rotation, you do want to pay attention to, right? He's in a group of stocks like here. These guys have had some crazy runs in them. Some of these guys look like the same, right? These are bull flags happening in multiple versions of agricultural guys that are, important to pay attention to regarding the food situation. Tesla, OLN, Tesla. Tesla definitely a market stock. I tell you, really good guy to pay attention to, play the squeeze. Definitely bounced really hard with it. When you look where it was, we showed you a good level on him. Market keeps squeezing. You keep paying attention to Tesla. I think looking at this guy right here, let's see. So like I said, you want to make sure that you're not, if the market's going to come down again, you're not, a bear flag situation that's being created. That's what dead cats are, right? They're huge bear flags, which in the resolutions that we care about, from day to day, are pretty big squeezes. ARK is directly related to this. So here's the ARK flag we talked about. If ARK was going to make the bear flag for the dead cat, right, it would fucking correct across this and go up, but probably not so good. If we're going to go again, ARK is going to have to pump this one to do this leg, and then it could get tired enough to fucking fizzle out and make a bear flag, right? So if this happens, remember, her biggest holding is Tesla. So you're kind of, he's going to extend, she's going to probably extend, and they're probably going to both confirm the rotation of the dead cat. They both fizzled today, I'd pay attention to that shit. And again, that would be directly tied to this guy. If he also fizzles and goes that way, wherever this move happens, right, that's going to probably happen to them all at once, and that will likely tie to this. So you pay attention to all these guys. The market is still 26 VIX, highly correlated. I forgot about OLN. Okay, all crypto after OLN. OLN. What is this? Process industries, industrial specialties. That is so ambiguous. What the fuck does that even mean, bro? Jesus Christ. All right. Oh, we've done this guy way back in the past. What is he? Well, seems pretty basic. Let's project out this old level. Okay. So, wow, what a test he did. He had a really good bull flag here through that, and then rotated. Kind of, you see this kind of you kind of get a little compression and a nice tight shock wave, and you get this high impulse. This is kind of ugly, right? This kind of has that chance of countering across the structure kind of feel to it. Come on, you stupid thing. I kind of feel like, when I look at him at the highs right here where he is, it's the kind of thing I'd feel better if he fucking fucked people on a breach and then came back and then left like that. I would feel better about that than the way he's kind of arced off this and he wasn't really strong in this and he's just barely above this. Otherwise, he would need to probably stay out and just go like that and just gas out of there. I think that's the less likely path if he's going to continue out, but he looks pretty strong. ApeCoin. Let me see. I have to get a browser for that. One sec. All right. Yeah, so crypto, that same breakdown that we saw in SPY, crypto didn't move a whole lot. It just kind of bled across that time. This little bounce still correlates to what you saw in that little ETH USD bounce, which is much stronger than this. This is kind of the stable zone we saw in BTC. And so BTC broke up, this guy broke down. Looking at here, right? If he rotates, if he continues off of this, that's not good, and it's likely tied to de-risking shitcoins and de-risking risk assets. So I think we're paying attention to where that's bleeding at right now. God damn it! I'm watching him, and I'm watching over here looks. and they're both bleeding kind of in a similar fashion. Looks, some worse than others, but there's just like no life, like literally since this fucking drop down, after the ninth and stuff. So if there's going to be any life to either one of these guys, and looks we're using as just a barometer of like activity in NFTs, which is a layer of risk on top of fucking like Bitcoin, right? So if there's any kind of velocity there, you'll see it reflected in the coin itself. This is a terrible color. So I think it's worth paying attention to him. If he breaks down on this, that's not good. Otherwise, you're hoping for him to, on a bullish note, like, do this move. Same move he hasn't done yet here. So it's kind of what you're watching, and I think that guy will kind of help you with some context on Ape. All right, that doesn't work. So Ape, if you're trying to give a bullish like projection to this guy, would be, let's see. Yeah, that's what you could see as a bullish fucking potential, which would be this climax low actually is the low, and he gets a higher floor just up here and manages to rotate this guy. That's the only like bullish story that's possible on this thing. Alright, so that's the only way you've got a bullish scenario in this. Otherwise, he looks weak and bleeding. If the market de-risks, he's just going to get destroyed. So I should prepare for like whatever situation is there, Watching this guy, and I think he's a good proxy. And this guy's been ridiculously strong, right? He came off this pretty good. I tell you, when coin got dumped down there, coin is worth paying attention to, and coin box range out. You want to pay attention to this stuff. This will give you a read on Ape and all that. If this rolls too and crypto gets weaker, like pay attention to this trajectory failing. It's kind of scary right now, and he could very much like come out of this and easily like counter structure back into this range. So it would be odd to just sustain this trajectory. Can he like do this shit and get steeper? He totally can. This is the less likely of paths. If the S&P catches fire and actually squeezes higher, this is the path that likely unfolds. But it's the less likely, I think, right now, just looking at what I'm looking at. So, keep it in mind and keep your mind flexible to what's possible. But understand that this is, the longer this gets, the higher the likelihood of a counter structure, even if he's going to continue higher, to come out of this to throw people off. That's that pattern I show you guys all the time, where the market kind of does this first before it can go higher, right? So we keep the possibility open. It can do that. Sand USD E3DC DeFi. Pretty sure I have Sand chart. Yeah, there's Sand USD last time we did it, and we put that floor, and that's happened to Sand, and I think the Sand is probably in trouble and probably not your best candidate on the long side. You're probably waiting to see this thing. Like I said, this is, I guess, pretty easy to pay attention. If he does this, you have some kind of a little bounce possible, but he's more likely got this coming. E3TC. So he didn't make it through the trigger, which we said was a key level for him. He failed it, and he rotated out of his box range. He's not deeper. This bull flag is now invalidated. This potential floor is invalidated. And so I looked at this. I'm going to take this off. So this projection here, I think is still valid, right? I think it's that. I think you back up on this guy a little bit, and you look at him. And in this, let's see, what can I bring up that actually help me demonstrate this guy? Let's think. Who's got a good one? Trying to think of who. I've got someone that definitely mirrors this already. Let me use the other chart. Let me see. Do I have any drawings over here? Yeah, this is good. Okay, cool. I knew I'd do something like that somewhere else. Let me get this shit out of the way real quick. Hide. Okay. Let's use a weekly. Okay. It's alright. Thing I'm trying to get to look at, the overall flag right here, right? It's a bull flag. And when he rotates, right, you see him, he's gonna, do this kind of thing, right? Just really simple. You look at it over here, right? On his way out in these large waves, right, he's gonna have counter structures. So just kind of keep our head around where we are, right? We like see a floor here, we see a rising floor here, and we've like pumped out, and you've got a floor here, you got a rising floor here, you got like your first really big flag, on your way rotating up into your pump. So if you kind of keep perspective, right, like this guy's kind of like in the middle of the situation. This guy's about in the middle too of like, where this came from. It's basically where he should be doing this kind of crazy shit. Let's call this guy the Midgard bull flag, right? So let's clean some of this shit off of here. Clean some of the old drawings off and just redraw it. I think you're dealing with a big res that's got people a little impatient. Don't need that anymore. And if I had to look at it, I just say using the bull flag on a pretty decent res. It fits with the projection we still have for this guy. In what looks like a rotation of a massive bull flag crash cycle from 2017. So I think this, you're looking at this kind of independent of the USD markets, and you're looking at this as like an ecosystem on versus BTC that we know has high utility. This guy is obviously tied to the NFT market and the velocity of capital in that market, but we know that market is already bigger than crypto 2017 ever was, and can get much bigger with who's coming into it. So I think you're making a play on that long-term fundamental here, and this flag has a chance of rotating. Like I said, right, you pay attention to this level here. This is your trigger anyway. So this is still the place we give you shit. So let's see if he gets up here and does some shit like that, right? That's what's possible. But until he gets to this trigger, you really don't have to worry about it. And somebody asked for it. Okay, that's so stupid. I'll just make this guy white. And DeFi perp. Looks like garbage. DeFi is garbage. Like I said before, you can't fucking just create fucking yields from math. There's gonna be something behind it. This is their Ponzi scheme. So tell you what happens if we went through this shit. Looks like crap. There's definitely better things to hunt for in the marketplace. Could he be in a big bull structure? Maybe. But I think fucking DeFi is gonna fucking get some regulatory attention for the shit that's going on in there. If he is, this swing level would be where you care. And that's a wrap, peoples. You guys get all that? That was a lot. Got all your symbols. Got that macro. Everybody understands everything. Olin manufactures ammunition, chlorine, and sodium hydroxide. Okay. Worth paying attention to when people are going to go fucking shoot each other for food, I guess. Are you guys traumatized? Did you take all that in? A little closing feedback, maybe? Lots of memos. Are you guys like writing away furiously over there? Like, it's a video, right? You can just like replay the shit. You don't have to write it down. No worries, other motherfuckers. It is 9:15. Go get yourselves ready. Don't fucking don't get caught. You know, pay attention to the VIX. Pay attention to the S&P. Squeeze is strong. You know, if the market has the unsustainable breakout, you know, use dildo rules, and the market understand it is a little tired. If it's gonna squeeze though, you know, allow it, and dildo rules will keep you in the green candles of whatever it does. Hopefully you guys have seen how effective that is, right? How many of you here have had serious benefits using the dick rule? Tell me it hasn't changed your trading life. You don't even want to tell your friends, right? You can't even explain to your friends either. That's the best part. Go tell your friends that you fucking start making money using these dick rules that you learned from this idiot in the mask. See how well that works out. It's the greatest thing since sliced bread, I'm telling you. So, best of luck to everybody out there. For all my people on the other side of the planet, or even some of you USA aligned folks, I'll see you guys later on this evening. I use the Dickle TA. I love it. Tattoo that shit on your forehead. The double dicky do. Dude, draw that shit in the chart. Who gives a fuck? Make this fun. Make money and have fun fucking doing it. And you too can be an artist. Show the quality of your phallic TA. Alright, motherfuckers. I had fun. Good to be back. Catch you guys tonight. Peace out.
Welcome to Winternomics TV. Your stream will begin shortly. Welcome to Winternomics TV. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready, bitches. Winternomics. Welcome